Could this be the worst anticipated fight in One Piece?
Now let's talk about it because One Piece has been around for 24 years and has been running since October 20th, 1999, which is probably older than some of us watching it. But regardless of when you started watching it, you are bound to fall in love with it if you just give it a chance. Whether it's because of the world building, unique characters, story, intense battles, humor, and those unforgettable emotional scenes. But there's one battle that I just had to mention, and that battle is Luffy versus Kaido.
One of the reasons I feel like this fight has faced so much criticism is because of the incredibly high expectations set by the previous battles in One Piece. We have seen iconic fights like Luffy vs. Rob Lucci, Luffy vs. Doflamingo, and even the whole Marineford War. And these fights had intricate choreography, deep emotional stakes, and were mostly charged. Naturally, fans expected the same from Luffy versus Kaido. Okay, let's talk about the emotional impact. Because One Piece is known for delivering emotional gut punches, like Luffy's epic showdown with Usopp or his battle with Arlong. These fights had us on an emotional roller coaster. Now, Luffy versus Kaido, it can definitely be argued that it did have some of this because it had the death of Odin, but overall, I feel like it just didn't hit the same as other arcs because of how much Odin's death was milked through. Like every flashback, it just pan back to Odin every episode. It's like, come on. I'm so hungry. What would Odin eat? To me, it was kind of like killing like the momentum of the fight because of how much flashbacks of Odin they were showing. And like, imagine that you're watching the fight with Luffy transforming. Next thing you know, you just see Momonosuke trying to do those dragon clouds over and over, crying, thinking about Wano and his dad to do the same thing in the next 6 episodes. And now here's a problem that many fans have, including me: the wait game. It felt like we waited forever for this fight to get started, and the anticipation kept building, and it got frustrating for a lot of us. And the hype train just kept chugging along, but some of us were starting to wonder if it actually reach its destination. But personally, I wasn't even invested in the fight that much because to me, the fight was too interrupted. I know I heard about One Piece having bad pacing, but I always ignored it in the past because the fights were so good. But in this particular fight, like when I was watching the fight, it would pan to some irrelevant character that has nothing to do with the fight and contribute barely anything to the story that has made me pause the video and never come back. I felt like I was just watching the same episode over and over, and I had to check. I was like, am I tripping? But nah, it's a whole different episode I waited a week for, just for me to see the same thing over and over. But I'm definitely not saying that this is One Piece's worst art, because there are definitely some great fights like Sanji vs. Queen, Zoro vs. King, and definitely Law and Kid vs. Big Mom. The animation was also top tier, which is definitely a highlight of the fight. I just think that Kaido vs. Luffy wasn't all that it was made out to be, which could also not be the show's fault, but more of the One Piece community that hyped it up so much to the point that it felt unfulfilled. In the end, that's just my takes on things, because I know some fans are saying Luffy vs. Kaido might be the weakest fight in One Piece, but it's all really about personal perspective, and opinions in One Piece world are different across the community, and people may think it was the best fight that they ever seen. So what's your take on this debate? Do you think Luffy and Kaido lived up to the hype, or do you agree with the others? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring that bell for more content like this.